Okay. Okay, so with Adrian Serioux, defender for Toronto FC, born and raised in Scarborough. How's the season been so far? How's it been different being here in Toronto as opposed to the other seasons you've had before?
It feels like home. You know, I've done a lot of traveling lately over the past couple of years, and it's finally about time where I'm home, near family, near friends, and stuff like that. So it's been long overdue, but you know the season's kicked off, and you know it's one of those things that we're trying to fight right now. So you know, take it as it comes.
You mentioned family and friends. How much of your family and friends are here? Have you been closer to them since you've been home, or what's been the difference?
No, definitely trying to see them more. You know, been kind of the foreign uncle to my nieces and stuff like that, and you know, haven't really seen my brother and sister, you know, over the past couple of years, except over holidays. So it's good to see them consistently on a day in, day out basis. You know, try to see them as much as I can when possible, but obviously, you know, the season's hectic and, you know, a lot of games and stuff like that. So they understand it, but when I do have time, I make sure I go and see them.
Are they still in Scarborough, or?
Yeah, they're still out east. You know, my brother, he's still out in the east end there. My sister, she lives further east, so we're around.
Cool. So you mentioned with all the games and stuff, and I mean, it's you guys are close team. You're very determined and focused with the games.
Yeah.
But how do you maintain that balance between with the focus towards the games and then everything else you want to do with the community, and then being with it, or just being with your family and everything else? How do you manage that?
Your job is your first priority. You know, at this level now, you kind of understand and are able to put things in perspective as far as balancing it out. So obviously, when it comes game time, training time, stuff like that, that's first come for me right now. So, you know, everybody else knows that. You know, I try to make time when I can, but at the same time, I came back here to do a job, and that's play.
So I know that the team sets things up with the community, but is there anything that you wanted to do on your own, more towards your community? You wanted to just set aside and just be more involved? Anything specific?
Yeah, definitely. When I get more settled in. One of my main goals is to help the youth more so in an old club that I used to play for, Malvern. You know, because growing up, we weren't fortunate to have, you know, a lot of things, and I know a lot of kids in Scarborough are struggling at the same time. So, you know, I think when you come from less fortunate backgrounds and stuff like that, you learn to put things in perspective as far as giving back. So when I get settled in and you know, have time, that I'm definitely going to make an effort to go out and help them out where I can.
What kind of message would you give to kids who like you once were just playing in Scarborough? What would you say to them?
Just keep working. You know, it's one of those things where there's always going to be a time in your life where you feel like you want to give up or there's nothing left. But you know, if you keep on pushing and not listening to too much of what other people think, you know, and just believe in yourself, and you know, one day you will succeed.
Okay. Thank you so much.